Well, it's about that time again. It's time for another WWE PLE, but the WWE has been on a roll lately, and it's not a good one. It's been a roll of disappointment. Not just to me, not just to a lot of content creators, but a lot of fans. And speaking of content creators, I'm starting to push through this and trying to stick with the WWE, but they're making it very, very hard. Specifically, when they changed and became public under TKO Holdings. I've seen a lot of wrestling content creators move away from WWE content. Not wrestling as a whole, but WWE. They're shifting gears into AEW. They're shifting gears into movies and other things like that. It's just WWE is becoming unbearable to watch, and I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I've been a consumer of the product for years. I've stopped for some time, came back. The Bloodline story really brought me back into wrestling. Something I share with my daughter, something I share with my wife. We enjoy it together, but in recent months, it's just not the same. But I am still going to continue doing content in regards to the WWE. And as much as I said I never would, I might start watching AEW. And there is a change coming to the channel. We're also going to include boxing, because when I left wrestling, or left watching or becoming a consumer of wrestling, I became a consumer of boxing, and I got really well into boxing. I box myself, not actually myself, but I box as a hobby. And I've never been in an actual match or anything like that, but I spar, and it is something else I do like talking about. So that's what I'm going to start talking about as well. We're no longer Wrestle Wire Productions. We're now In Ring Wire Media, covering anything in ring concerning boxing and wrestling. And I'm going to expand on wrestling and look into different productions and different companies versus WWE, because I'm just tired of disappointment. Not disappointment in terms of how matches go and how storytelling goes, but in the terms of just money hungry TKO affecting the way that WWE is. It's just not right, and it's tough, right? So a lot of these things suck, and as consumers, as the fans, supporters of the company, we tend to get hit with the BS the most. But like I said, I'm gonna do some changes here to kind of continue doing content, because that's the only way it becomes something that I want to continue to do. But let's move on to Crown Jewel, and we are going to cover my predictions to what's going to happen in Crown Jewel. Now, I have not been watching SmackDown or Raw consistently. I have not. One, work has been crazy. I moved recently as well, so a lot of things have been happening in which I've just kind of caught highlights and kind of watched matches, not live, but I've kind of watched it, being that I have everything on Netflix, I'm able to just watch everything, here and there when I get some downtime. So I'm only going to talk on the things that I do know, and based off the storylines that I, understand fully, which is everything. I kind of caught myself up to where I can understand how this goes. So first match, I don't know how the WWE is going to set this, because every time I look at the match cards, the order they give us on WWE.com doesn't tend to match what they do in ring for the night of the PLE. But anyways, first match that I do see here is going to be Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns again, but this time it's an Australian street fight. So the thing is, we have so many different names for this type of match. You got a hardcore match, you got a street fight, you got whatever city or town they're in, street fight. You got, I don't know, a whole bunch of different things. But for this match, this Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns beef is getting kind of old. We had the whole incident where he was stealing his shoes and he became the tribal thief. And then Roman beats him in Clash in Paris, and gets his shoes back, but then gets jumped by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It's just kind of repetitive. We're seeing the same exact thing, right? So Roman comes, lays the smack down, do what he does as Roman Reigns, hits a spear, a Superman punch, and calls it a day, gets the win. But then after he gets the win, he gets jumped. After he gets jumped, he gets put out a commission for about a month, almost two, comes back, wrecks stuff, and leaves again. And it's just probably going to be the same exact way. Most likely, how I see this is one of two ways. One, Roman could actually win and get jumped again, right? It's just been the revolving theme for the Vision and Roman. So it could happen as usual. And if the WWE does that, they're just being very lazy at this point, right? No more Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns after this, because this shit is just boring. Or the second thing I see is Bronson Reed actually beats Roman. Now, it may not be a clean win. It may not be a win where it's just a one-on-one thing. Maybe Braun Breaker comes in and interrupts. But I feel that should be the way this goes. Bronson Reed needs this win to look like a threat, to look like the future of the company. If the vision is really what they're trying to make, if the vision is really trying to be that faction that the WWE is making a threat, he needs to beat Roman. And it doesn't have to be fair. He just needs to get a win over Roman, because this feud is just starting to just kill Bronson Reed's momentum. And we need his momentum as he tags with Braun Breaker and continues to work on this faction with Seth. Hopefully this is not a short-term thing and Bronson Reed does get the win. That's just not my prediction, but I think that's the better option in terms of booking. So there's that. So we got our next match, which is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. This has been building for a few weeks now. Asuka has just been on some really weird heel stuff, and it's working because it's pushing this feud, right? Rhea Ripley and Io Sky has been in the world women's champion picture for a bit, and it's kind of hard to get them to be entertaining without the championship. So to run this feud was a good idea. Getting Asuka and Kairi against Io, having her have this issue mentally with her family is perfect, right? So now you have Rhea, who happens to have become friends with Io Sky over a year, based off of titles and stuff like that, and tagging together and all that good stuff. So now you have these two, or these group of women against each other. And matches with Rhea, matches with Io, hell, matches with Kairi, and even with Asuka, they're amazing matches. Sometimes the women cards carry the Raw or SmackDown episodes, which is crazy because it's never used to be like that. And some of the male, roster matches is just boring, whack. It's just too repetitive. It's the same exact thing. And it's good to see Rhea and Io not in the title picture right now and getting some spotlight. So I think in this match, I do see Rhea and Io Sky winning, because it is a short-term thing, and apparently WWE has short-term attention span or memory in terms of booking and storytelling now. The only thing they can do long-term is clearly anything with Roman, Seth, or the Bloodline. If it's not that, it's not long-term, and it doesn't matter to them. So I see Rhea Ripley and Io Sky winning, because this feud is bigger than just Asuka's ego and all that good stuff. So, or actually, Io might get tripped up. She might choke. She might actually choke during this match for storytelling purposes. That's still her family, and then they get the win over her. But if that doesn't happen, like I said, let's go with that. Let's go with Io chokes, and not in a way like, oh, Io sucks. Nah, Io chokes because of family. She sees Kairi Sane and she sees Asuka as family. Or we can also go with Kairi doesn't want to be with Asuka because she's being forced to do these things. Man, it's gonna go anyway. Damn. Scratch that. We're going Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky is taking the win, because Kairi Sane did express that she did not want to go up against Io Sky, and she's being forced to do these things. Let's go with that one. Io and Rhea take the win. All right, so one of the main reasons why we watch Crown Jewel is because of the champion versus champion. So as of recent, Stephanie Vaquer, however we pronounce it, because I have no idea how y'all want to say it, is the women's world champion. And Tiffany Stratton is the WWE women's champion. And a lot of people have been giving Tiffany a lot of hate. And I don't understand why. Because it's not Tiffany's fault that Nia Jax is constantly the person that is challenging her for the title. Tiffany and Nia Jax, I'm tired of seeing it. Also Jade. They had that Tiffany, Nia, and Jade match where it looked like it was botched towards the end, where Jade got split open. In that, it looks as if Jade was supposed to pin Nia. Nia was supposed to not kick out, but get hit by Tiffany. From there, Tiffany was supposed to do the world's prettiest moonsault or something and get the win. Could have been because Nia kicked out of the pin from Jade. And then Tiffany just pins her. You can't not kick out of that. That's why the ref made the call the ref made. But it is what it is. You're going to pin, kick out, get pinned again, and not kick out. Even though Tiffany may have been the chosen winner, it should have been a little different, right? I think the timing was off towards the end. Jay getting busted open, probably threw some stuff for a loop. But here we have it, Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton. And in this match, Tiffany has been undefeated for the whole year. And Tiffany puts on great matches. I don't care what anybody says. Tiffany's great. She has the look. She has the athleticism. And just the same exact thing with Stephanie. Stephanie has the look, the athleticism. And I feel like in this match, we're going to get a very good match. I know we got a great match with Io versus Stephanie. That's a great match. And I feel like we're going to get the same exact thing here. Tiffany is still green, meaning that she still has a lot to learn. But she does carry her weight in certain matches. She's entertaining. She works the crowd well. Her mic skills do need work. And it is what it is. But at the same time, Stephanie's mic skills need work. She doesn't even speak as much English as Tiffany. But yet we support Stephanie. Right? So we have to understand that just because y'all are out here hating that Tiffany is constantly going up against Nia or Jade, it's not Tiffany's fault. It's booking's fault. Tiffany is doing great as a champion, and we're going to see these two have a great match. I think personally, this might be one of the best matches of the night, in my opinion. I think, because the Roman match and Bronson match is going to be, we've seen it already. The Kairi, Sane, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky match might be great. But again, this match to me might take the cake because the women put on a show because they know they have a lot to at stake in terms of having to one up all the other, the women have been holding it down a lot. And I think with Stephanie being in the match, she's amazing. Tiffany being in the match, she's amazing. But based off the popularity, I think we need to solidify, based off longevity in terms of titles, it should be Tiffany winning. But just to solidify Stephanie as a champion, I think Stephanie might take this. Tiffany should win because y'all are going to hate it. Y'all are going to hate the idea that Tiffany beat Stephanie. But the thing is, Tiffany has been champion the whole year. Stephanie has just become champion within the last couple weeks. But Stephanie winning it solidifies her as a champion. I really think Tiffany is going to win it. But, who knows? Based off popularity, Stephanie might get it. All right, so next up, we have John Cena versus AJ Styles. And I am willing to take anybody versus John Cena other than Brock Lesnar because that match at WrestlePalooza was absolute garbage. I mean, this is his farewell tour. And I know the WWE is trying to build Brock to be the beast again. He comes back. He beats the hell out of John. And John's leaving. So John doesn't really have much to lose in this situation because he's leaving, right? But for a farewell tour, that's how you do him. You don't even give him a good match. After having a great match with Cody, having a great match with Logan, you go ahead and give him a squash match against Brock Lesnar. I'm talking about, you mean to tell me that Cody and Logan struggled against John? So you mean to tell me that Brock is going to run through Cody, probably Logan, but Brock is going to run through Cody like that? I don't see it. So it's very difficult to paint that picture. You had two people who had one of the biggest feuds in the WWE, and you ran it through 5 minutes. Well, constant attitude adjustments / FUs because they acknowledged it was called the FU, and F5s. All we saw was Suplex City, F5s, and FUs. That's it. Horrible match. Absolute trash. Hopefully we can get a banger out of this one and get something good. It seems as if AJ is leaving the WWE. So this is like his farewell tour for the WWE. He might go back to TNA where it all started for him. I would like to see John win this, man. We need to see John have some decency or decent matches or something good towards the end of his farewell tour because this farewell tour was set up to be amazing. Then it became trash. Then it became somewhat amazing. Then it became trash again. So I don't know. I hope that we're not in this for the virality or the cheap pops. And let's give John this win because, AJ's great and all, but John got to get the win somewhere. I mean, based off of just the whole idea of the farewell tour, we want John to win, right? So let's get that, he's winding down to his last couple of days. Give him a W. Come on. He was once just champ. He was literally champion a few months ago. Let him win. Come on. And finally, I don't have to look at this. We got champion versus champion. Seth freaking Rollins, the world heavyweight champion, versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry, the American Nightmare Cody Raheem Rhodes, the WWE champion. Last year, Cody took the win and beat Gunther. I am not a Gunther fan, nor do I see the hype around Gunther being a champion. Boring to me. He just chops left and right, power bombs, chokes you out with a rear naked choke that doesn't even look like he's choking you, but it is what it is. Y'all like him, so be it. Cody beat him and became the first champion versus champion, whatever the hell they call it, and he's trying to get a repeat. I think this is going to be a great match. You have two friends because, obviously Seth became Cody's shield to get the WWE champion off of Roman. But they'd had beefs prior, right? So they had 3 matches prior. Cody had that torn pec match with him, I believe in the cage match or Hell in a Cell. And it was a great match, right? A lot of people saw what Cody had to go through. And he beat Seth. But I think in this situation, I think Seth should win. And the reason Seth should win is, again, as I said earlier, we're pushing the Vision faction. You tell me when Evolution, or you tell me when DX, or you tell me when a lot of other big name factions were losing left and right when they're supposed to be being built as the dominating faction. Like, you got Seth Rollins has Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So interference can happen. Cody's mentioned it. He says, well, this time it's not just me and you. You got multiple people, right? You got the wise man, the oracle, whatever he's going by right now. He turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. Rollins has a plan. Rollins has to beat Cody. I'm not saying, I predict. No, he has to beat Cody because Cody is going to go film Street Fighter. Cody needs to be away for some time. And Cody shouldn't be champion right now, but Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins isn't such a big pull for Crown Jewel. Seth Rollins needs to win. And he needs to win because he needs to put his faction on the map. He needs to be the top guy in the company right now. Yes, Cody is the quarterback based off what he said. And I just saw something about, I'll post it here. I just saw something about Triple H posting Cody, going to like a 10-hour flight, going to work out and taking another 10-hour flight just to get to Perth, right? So, that being said, Cody is putting in the work. But Seth needs to win. Seth has been having these conflicts, inner conflicts with himself, asking Paul Heyman these questions and doubting himself about who can win. He brought the whole Rolex thing and talked about the Rolex, and that was a great segment, right? Seth is killing it in regard to this match. And I really think Seth is going to win. And again, he might cheat. It doesn't matter. He needs to win. He needs to solidify himself as a champion. We just came off of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee and CM Punk. That was a joke of a match. That was horrible. You got Seth Rollins prancing around AJ because she's on the floor. And now I'm supposed to take Seth Rollins serious after Cody. And now if he loses to Cody, I'm supposed to see this guy as the visionary, the future, the guy of the WWE right now building the future in Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. No, he has to win. The WWE has put Seth Rollins in a corner right now because of that stupid match in WrestlePalooza, giving CM Punk the win. You let 2 non-champions beat 2 champions in one match. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, but you got to understand, I don't know who's doing the booking. I know when it comes to certain things that they're thinking for pops and virality to get viral and all that good stuff, but the WWE has not been the same. It's not the same company I once knew it as. I never been affiliated in the sense of working there, like, so I don't know the inner workings. But as a fan, as someone who consumes the product, it's not the same, man. We're getting marketed to. We're being given cheap dopamine hits with pops and stuff like that. We got to get back to actual storytelling or actually good matches. Give us one or the other or both. But for long term, this is not bloodline related. But come on, we're building something here with Seth Rollins. Let him win this match. He needs to win this match. Cody's a great guy. Cody's cool. Cody's actually become a superstar that I didn't care for. Now I like. But Seth Rollins needs to win this because the vision is bigger than Cody getting a second ring of this, whatever the hell it's called. And Seth getting that, Seth had a big pop when he faked his injury and took the championship from CM Punk. That was big. That was huge. We need something on that level. He needs to beat Cody. He needs to have a run showing that I am the top guy of the company. I am building the future of this company, blah, blah, blah. Because if Cody wins, what is coming after it? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So, like I said, Seth Rollins needs to win. And this is a bit longer than I wanted this video to be, but guess what? I feel as if it needs to be this long. It's been a while since I've dropped a video, and as I'm recording this now, I still haven't put up my WrestlePalooza video that I recorded because it was such trash. Not my video. My video's not trash, but the WrestlePalooza was such trash. I just was upset about it, and I recorded it late. I'm editing it late. I'm like, I gotta prioritize uploading. So this might come out before, or that might come out right before. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm switching up some stuff on the In-Ring Wire Media, and I hope that it's for the best because the WWE has taken away a lot of content creators because they want to get that cash grab. TKO has ruined this company, and I'm going to go ahead and make a video about that after this. So hopefully we enjoy Crown Jewel. I'm not going to be watching it live. I'm going to be working because obviously WWE has not proven to me that it's worth my time versus making money, right? So there's that. And with that being said, thanks.